Welcome everyone to Simply Hermosa. This is our pre-recorded show. I'm really excited about this show because it's about becoming more healthy, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. Today, one of my very favorite persons are here. Priscilla. Priscilla is here, and I've asked her to be a part of my journey just because I've been struggling with not just emotional but spiritual things lately. And I've always been very much about loving myself and trying to give that to people in the community, especially the women that are a part of Simply Hermosa. Simply Hermosa is about loving yourself in all shapes, forms, sizes, whatever it is. And so in order to have success with Simply Hermosa, I really feel like I have to walk that walk. So normally I will be here and I'm usually made up, and today it's completely in my most natural raw form. So I'm trying to be very vulnerable and very much my authentic self. So thank you, Priscilla, for helping me to be better.
Oh, thank you so much for that beautiful invitation. And thank you for allowing me to be here with you and to start this journey with you. We talked about doing this a few months ago,
Right.
And we're here.
We are here, and it's kind of exciting and scary, and there's a lot of things along the way that I know that I have to work on. And I've invited some great providers to be a part of this because, like I said, I've just now come out of some depression. I'm just now just getting back on my feet. I feel like there's some big life changes going on in my family right now. And so it's all kind of mentally affecting me. And so, as we were doing yoga, how funny that, that's kind of where some of these ideas have come from. Mm-hmm. And so I'm excited to have you here because I feel like what's happening with me is I'm not the only one. That they're, talking within the community of the Hermosa models and supporters, we're finding that a lot of the women are feeling very overwhelmed and very empty, to where they've been pouring and pouring and pouring, that there's nothing left. And so, there's, like I said, a big event, life-changing event for me and my family coming up, and I want to be fully present. I want to be fully there to embrace this new young man into our family, and be there for my daughter to support her on her big day. And in order to do that, I need to be in my best form.
And when is the big day?
July 23rd.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And then I think part of it too comes back to where I've been so focused on taking care of everybody else that I stopped taking care of myself. And so, again, that goes back to that statement that my cup is empty now. And I just really want to focus on getting back to me, who I am, and being okay with filling my cup so that I can fill theirs.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Filling your cup so that you can share. Yes.
So we're going to jump into the most, I'm inviting everybody into my journey, and I'm inviting those women that want to join me, and men too, for 75-day health challenge. But it's not so much a challenge, it's kind of like a reset.
A reset, yes. I like that better.
And it's important because I stopped eating well. I stopped sleeping. I stopped hydrating, and then so in this program we're gonna start from the zero. We're gonna start from meditation. We're gonna start with skincare. We're gonna start with a healthy diet. We're gonna talk about hydration and how important that is, and then of course eating right, and not just skipping meals, because I'm very guilty of eating one meal a day and going and going and going, and I'm not fueling my body in the right way. So.
Yeah, and everything begins from, what we allow in our body, and that really is everything that we are throughout the day. How are we eating and what are we allowing in? And that's what comes out of us.
So, Priscilla, I'm going to do this with you, and I thank you for being my steward, kind of being my spiritual guide as well. And so I don't feel like here's the hard part: getting on the scale, getting my measurements, getting, but again, if we don't have a baseline, how can I measure some healthy changes in my life? And I'm not trying to get super skinny. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just trying to improve my health, improve my habits, improve my sleeping patterns, improve my mental state. And so that's why I feel like this is really important for other people, just to see that if I'm going through this, other people can do it too.
And that's true. Very, very true. I've attempted another program such as this one several times, and the things that I discovered that were really difficult for me was to keep it sustainable. So I feel like the program that we've created is something that anybody can keep sustainable,
And it's just baby steps. Like we did talk about, we're going to go from somebody that has no physical activity to somebody that's going to incorporate some kind of activity every day. Whether that's going for a walk or if that's going swimming, because the weather is getting really nice outside, to going to work out in the gym, to yoga. So dedicating 45 minutes of my day to, and I'm going to attempt to do the 45 minutes, but I'm going to be gentle with myself if I don't, because obstacles come up. And that was part of the program too, is having a group of women around you, a group of women and men, whoever wants to join, and be able to talk about our successes and our failures, and talk about some of the obstacles that have come up throughout the day.
Yeah, I think 45 minutes does seem daunting, and it does seem like, how am I going to get 45 minutes? Like, that's a lot of work. But as we've discussed, it can be anything. It can be walking. It can be, going for a 45-minute walk is...
It's just some sort of physical activity.
Some sort of physical.
And so a couple of friends were like, well, I walk for work, but that's something different. That's not necessarily exercise.
Setting the time aside. And that's what's most important about this program is, how do I piece out my day so that I could fit everything in to fill that cup? Because if we're not prioritizing things, and if we're not scheduling it, if it's not on the calendar, then it's not going to get done. So I think it's really important that if you are going to set aside some time for physical activity, set aside some time for your skincare, that you stay within that time that you've scheduled for yourself.
And it really is just a matter of reprogramming, but also establishing healthy habits, and setting, what we all say is self-love. Because again, self-love isn't just going to the salon. It's not just going to get a pedicure or to get a facial. It really is nourishing your body mentally and spiritually as well as physically, making sure that you're putting the right things in your body, making sure that you're surrounding yourself with positive people. And I'm not saying that life is always positive and happy, but giving yourself the ability to focus on better things instead of just the negatives. So I think I'm ready to jump into this. And so I know that we're going to show this first step of me and you consulting and talking about, what this program looks like for me. And then actually recording some of my measurements and my weight. I won't, and obviously I'm not going to put that on air, but I will show the process of us getting it done. Yeah. And so that's part of the accountability.
Yes. There's been plenty of times where I've taken someone to do something that they've never done before. And the reason why they've never done it, or they said, I want to do this thing, but I don't, it's mostly because they're scared and there's fear. So me being here to help you find out where we're starting is helping you for that next step, and it's conquering that fear. And that's something also that is on our...
It is. And then I'm going to be really honest with you. I hate to run because I hate the feeling that you get with it. And obviously maybe it's because I don't breathe correctly, and and I laugh because I'm ultimately a very clumsy person at that too. So I say sometimes I can barely walk, much less run. So that's something that I, as a physical goal, I have. And maybe I'm not going to be like running sprints, but eventually I would like to be able to run a little bit and not be completely like awkward and falling down. And like I've been sharing so many memes with you, it's kind of funny because that's kind of how I cope with things sometimes. You know, I do have a lot of humor in me, and I'm very sarcastic for those that really know me. And so sometimes my sarcasm is because I'm scared.
You're scared. Yeah. No, I get it. I was the same way too when I started. You know, I didn't start running because I enjoyed it. Actually, I believed my body was completely broken and I couldn't run. I started running because my honest reason is because I found out that I could. So, and from there, running is a big part of my life. I love to run now. It's not anything that I'm afraid of anymore. And that didn't start until I was almost 40 years old.
Wow. And so, again, I really want to be honest with people and say, you may not resonate. This might not resonate with you, but this is my journey. And if I can support other women and I can bring them into something to help them make them feel better, that's all I've ever tried to accomplish with Simply Hermosa, is making a woman feel better about herself.
Yes.
And shining from the inside out. And so, you know, many people that I've talked to, you know, the photographers, the videographers, they were like, it's just a moment, just get it done, just get out there. How can you be about Simply Hermosa if you don't talk about what Simply Hermosa means to you, and if you're not willing to put yourself in an uncomfortable position? So a lot of this journey is part of that as well, being in an uncomfortable position, because honestly, I hate being in front of the camera and I hate public speaking. But
you're so good at it, though.
you know, it's something that I've learned. I'm getting better at it. It's not as intimidating as it was. Like coming on here with no makeup on, with, you know, like completely basic. But this is where more than likely you're gonna find me on the street like this, because I don't always want to wear makeup. It's so hot, and it's, you know, I'm running around doing errands, and like I do it, but this is who I am. This is also part of who I am. So I just want to give people permission to be beta.
So what does the program look like? Tell me what the program looks like.
So there are 5 different phases to this. We're going to have a morning routine where, you know, you do your daily planner, you do 15 to 10 minutes of, you know, quiet meditation, maybe even some self-help reading. And then, again, the importance of doing skincare, nourishing your skin as well as nourishing yourself. And then, obviously, eating a healthy plan. I'm currently on the P3, which...
R3?
Oh, is it R3? Yeah. It's R3. and that is, you know, a very healthy, a very healthy, easier, sustainable meal plan. And so... I'm going to begin on Monday. Monday.
So the program, it's really just finding any healthy way, any diet that works for you.
Yes, and we are not physicians, so we want to make sure that this is something, if you have health issues, that you go and you speak with some kind of healthcare provider to see that that's okay. We're not saying you need to do the R3. We're just telling you to get on some kind of nutritional plan that helps you to nourish and do things more impactfully, you know, something that's a little more healthy. Because again, I get busy during the day and I forget to eat breakfast, and sometimes I look up and it's already 3:00, so I haven't eaten lunch, and I'm not doing snacks, and I'm not doing anything, so I'm not fueling my body in the way that I need to. So that just kind of resorts back to getting on this meal plan. And I will have Malia with what was it? Pristine. Prep. And we're doing a consultation, and then we'll incorporate it into our podcast as well. But really just trying to find really good options to achieve my goal of 75 days of healthy habits, of, again, getting back to it. And then, of course, we've talked about moving your body, nourishing your body, and then the accountability group that we're establishing that meets once a week. And again, it's the community getting together, talking about what worked for them this week and what didn't work, and how you had obstacles and how did you overcome those obstacles, because I think that's important. I think when you have somebody to talk to, that also nourishes your soul and your mind, and it's always nice to have a group of people around you to help lift you too, because it's hard. We all have bills and things that come up, and sometimes we're not going to be successful just for some reason. But when you have a group of people around you that are caring and they are going through the same thing, it seems to be more productive.
And we can celebrate all of, everything that we've accomplished. We can celebrate our weekly accomplishments. We're going to do weigh-ins and also measurements so that we can really gather the data and find out how this is helping us and what it's doing for us.
And again, this isn't like to go on some extreme weight loss. This is more to create healthy habits and healthy, sustainable habits at that. So again, eating a healthy dinner and a healthy lunch, and then having some snacks along the way to fuel you and make you better, make you more present. Because I feel like sometimes if I eat something that isn't that good for me, I'm sluggish and I'm kind of slow and I'm ready to go take a nap, because that's, the sugar's dipping in this and that. And I'm not diabetic, but at the end of the day, if you're not fueling yourself correctly, then you have different symptoms.
Yeah, and also that goes. I think that goes hand in hand with loving yourself. If you're feeding your body with nutrition and feeding it well, then you're also the result is loving your body. And
so I've scheduled a consultation with another a nutritionist, and she's gonna. I'm hoping to bring her on the podcast so that she can talk about the importance of diet and your hormones and things like that, and what you eat and how it affects you. Because we're all at different stages. I'm midlife, as my son tells me, my baby, and things are definitely going to affect me differently than an 18-year-old that, can put whatever she wants or he wants into their body and keep going, and it's no big deal. That's not happening anymore.
I can say that's very true. It doesn't matter how much you work out. I still cannot eat 2 donuts,
Yeah.
for breakfast and lunch.
And so things that normally, like, I get heartburn from eating the wrong stuff. And so as you get older, things affect you in a whole different way.
Most definitely.
And so, and then that's important too, as far as to hydrate correctly, because again, I'm really guilty of not drinking water. So this challenge is going to be a challenge for me, because everything that is on our challenge is actually things that I don't do.
So the hydration, what does that look like? I have an idea of what we've talked about, but what is that going to look like for you?
Drinking a gallon of water a day.
Good girl.
I know. And then again, sticking to a healthy routine and going to bed at a decent hour, and actually making an effort to turn off my phone.
I think everybody struggles with that. Our phone is it's this little thing that is in front of us all the time, and having a break from it. Yes. For me, creating a routine, and really what I used to do is, and I haven't done it in a while, but I used to have like 5 alarms that would go off every night, once at 7 and at 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9. Right. And those alarms were to remind me, hey, it's almost time for you to turn off your phone. You better do your last scroll within the next 30 minutes.
And I think that it makes a difference, because again, I'm not a big sleeper either. So that's hopefully going to change. Like, I'm not sleeping the whole night through. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm usually looking at my phone again. And then if I get tired, then I fall back asleep until 5 or 6, and then I get up. But I'm losing healing time. I'm losing rejuvenation time. Yeah.
And you're going to need that recovery time, especially if you're going to be working out every day. You're going to need that recovery. Your body is actually going to demand it. So it's very important that you start to implement a routine now.
So we're going to enjoy the weekend, and then on Monday, when this this actually airs, I will have completed my first day, and it'll be challenging because my mom will be here, the kids are going back to their homes, and we're going to be traveling, so it's going to be a challenge to figure it out. But that's part of this program, is figuring out how it incorporates into your life.
And I think, and thank you for mentioning that your family's going to be around, because something that's really difficult for me as I've ventured into these challenges or programs or life-changing lifestyle changes is involving my family and letting them know, like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, and if I don't tell my mom, hey, I'm not eating tortillas for, a certain amount of time, my mom will make me tacos, and she'll bring ice cream sandwiches. And if I don't tell her, she'll bring it.
And that's really going to be difficult because at home there's a partner that has got an insatiable sweet tooth. And then, and then we've talked about how I love, coffee with my sugar in the morning. So again, finding different ways to kind of fulfill that need is going to be a challenge. And so that's where, Leah's going to come in and she's going to offer, food prep Sundays. And we're going to actually have a class where she teaches us the correct way to food prep for the whole week. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to get started, not only with you, but also with Rachel Day. On strengthening and conditioning, and not necessarily like I'm going to keep to be a bodybuilder, but she has a wealth of knowledge on how, to prepare yourself to be stronger. And that's important because as I'm getting older, like for instance, I just had that accident in December, and it just completely took me way longer in my mind to bounce back. I'm still very sore. I still have lower back pain. I'm still, just on the mend. And so it's important to get with people that actually help you. And then, with Dr. Brunel over at Mueve Flex, he's helping me. And that's an upcoming episode as well that you're helping, and the two of you together are going to help me with my mobility. Because again, I'm still kind of stiff. We've done yoga together, and you see that sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't do that move because it hurts.
But the more times that we've practiced, the better you've gotten. So it's really just a lot of it is just retraining your body and retraining your mind on how to do the movements. But you've done so well.
I appreciate that. And honestly, and forgive me for saying this, but my mind is like, oh, what are you doing, fat girl? You can't be doing this. I mean, and just to interject my humor into this, it's like, are you crazy? What are you doing? Like, what? And so I know that so many women feel that same way. Like, and then at the end of the day, I just want to feel better about myself.
And that's what this is all about.
Right.
It's feeling better about yourself. There's so many things that you can do in a day that can make your day, that can make you feel accomplished. And when you feel accomplished, that does so much to your confidence. And the next day you're like, I want to feel that again. How can I feel that again? How can I feel accomplished and boost my confidence again?
And then, of course, we will have unlimited supply of icy hot, or that helpful, and that's why it's important to get together with someone like Mueve Flex to help you with that mobility, because we know there's gonna be times where you need to stretch something out because it's gotten tight, and hopefully if I'm hydrating correctly, it won't be that often.
Yeah. That's what hydration is a big part of recovery and of feeling better. Hydration and nutrition, because if you're eating the wrong foods, then you'll be inflamed, and inflammation will cause a lot of other issues. And
so what we did decide, like, for the winner of this competition, or maybe
we're having a competition?
We're going to have I'm going to challenge people that want to do this challenge with me to get their money back. They'll be entered into a drawing to win $75 at the end of the program for all their hard work. And it's not because I want it. Like, let's make it fun. Let's incentivize it so that maybe they can go and pay for a massage, or maybe they can go and get a spa day,
Mm-hmm.
a deposit on a spa day.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is in hopes that everyone will feel better at the end of this challenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the point. Yes.
So let's do measurements.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I brought a scale and I have tape.
All right. It's. Oh, I gotta put my money where my mouth is.
So I wasn't able to open your account just yet, but we will open up an account for you. That way we can log your measurements every month. You're the wrong way.
Turn this around, because I'm definitely not doing it to the camera.
Okay, so get off really quick so I can collaborate. Give it a second. All right, now get back on. Oh, we saw it. Let me get off again. Hold on. All right, let's try it again. There it is. All right, so let me.
That was a lot better than what I thought it was,
Okay.
but not as good as it should be. And again, it's a starting point.
Yeah, at least we know.
Yes.
We know where you're at. Do you want to do this right now too, or?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, well, should we be logging all this?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you are right here for your waist. And do you want to do your arms?
Yes.
Okay. This is where you're at for your arms. So right there and right there.
Okay.
Do your other arm?
Hmm?
Okay. You always have one bigger than the other, so. Or one smaller. All right.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then do you want to do your legs?
The legs and the hip.
Yeah. Here.
How about I hold this?
There you go. We'll get it together.
And isn't it supposed to be like right here? The whitest part. Okay. It's 20. Oh, it's 28. Oh.
It was right on the dot, right on the money. And again, usually do have one bigger than the other, so you're right here. And I can put that all in the app once we get you registered on that app.
Okay, and then the other place is the...
Oh, your west. We gotta do that. Hold it right here. Let me see, let go.
Yuck.
This is where we're starting.
I
I mean,
know.
this is good.
I know.
Yeah. I'm gonna do all of this too for myself because
Okay.
I am doing this challenge with you.
I don't fall down.
What is that?
I said, like, I don't fall down. All right, so again, that's a really scary part is putting yourself out there, and especially doing it on TV or on the live, because then again, it's something that I'm dedicating myself to, and again, I just want to feel better. So, I'm sure that I'll have lots of naysayers, a lot of people that, have said, there's always comments, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's how I feel, what I want to do for myself, and this is again part of self-love.
Yes, it absolutely is. I think that was really brave of you, and I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know that we've had our moments where I've cried, and and that's part of yoga too, that I have strangely gotten now is that I'm learning to be more in the present moment, and that's been really hard for me. It's just kind of being in the here and now.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how we met. We met through our friend, Dr. Bernal. He invited me to do a yoga class at Mueve Flex every Saturday, or every other Saturday, and we met through that. My only student every other Saturday.
But I really enjoy that time. Like, I feel so enlightened, and I feel so good about the time that we spend together. Like, it's really a very good time for me because I feel very much alive when I'm done with it. Like, I've just awoken, and I want to continue to feel that way. I would love to have that good feeling all day long, every day. And so, thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for embarking in this with me, because again, I feel like I don't know that I could, and maybe I could, but I've tried it in the past where I'm not successful by myself.
Yeah. And again, going back to, usually it's the fear, that keeps us from venturing out and doing it and staying consistent, and not really having someone to talk to about the challenges that come up. Sometimes for me, if I have one bad day can turn into 3 bad months,
And that's actually true, I think, for anybody, because you get discouraged because, like, okay, I can't do a plank. And I don't want to do it anymore because I can't do a plank. But that's not something natural that you do. I mean, you have to obviously learn to build yourself up for it. And I have shaking arms, and there's poses that I can't do right now, but I hope to improve, improve my strength, improve my technique. And more than anything, it's the commitment to self.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And that's why it's called a practice. We get on the mat to practice. We show up to the gym to practice. We do a lot. This right here, this conversation right here is practice.
And so I don't know that people will as we're doing a podcast, we're talking about self-love and self-help and about why this is important for Simply Hermosa. And I don't know if this is going to be a widely watched podcast or not. And even if it's not, the point is to get it out there for the women that want to join, that want to be a part of something. What I've tried to accomplish with Simply Hermosa is a community of other women supporting each other, not tearing them down, not talking about each other, but really like uplifting, empowering, supporting, and then celebrating the amazing women that they are. But I'm creating this, and I forget to do it for myself.
What an inspiration.
Yeah. So how can I expect others if I can't do for myself? And it's been a long time coming. You know, my mom is my biggest fan, but if I can't show my daughter, if I can't show my sons what a strong woman I am, then I'm just not doing my job. It comes back to that. You know, I want to leave a legacy of something that they can be proud of, not just because I'm their mom.
That's beautiful. That really is. That's really potent and beautiful. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing that.
Thank you. And they're out there and they're probably laughing at me, but I love you. And it really, I couldn't be who I am without them, you know? So if I'm not okay, then they're not okay.
It's very true.
So I feel like there's a lot of women out there that are living for their kids, that are living for their husband, that are living for their parents, but they stop living for themselves. And it's hard to get back to that, you know. And it doesn't mean that, you know, if you spend time on yourself that you don't love them or that they're not the most important things in your life, but I have forgotten that I'm important too.
And you are.
And
you
so
truly are.
it really has been a big journey, and this, you know, actually doing a podcast and actually being like, when we started Simply Hermosa, it was just, again, it was kind of just like because of the whole picture situation, and I just didn't want other women to feel the way that I did. And now it's just another facet of, you know what, this is how I feel. I'll always, you know, be a big supporter of, you know, Gordy Fabs and all of the other things that I do, but it's all a reflection of me. And if I can't be proud of who I am, then what am I doing?
I like that.
And so we welcome everyone out to our next yoga session, which is when?
So it was supposed to be today, but we have this podcast. Next weekend, we're actually doing our first group fitness next Saturday. That's going to be from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. at Performance Lab.
Okay.
So we should have a really good time then. And then
Lord help me.
It'll be fun. And then, so it would probably be the following Saturday.
Well, and I really like that, you know, again, because we're going to try and do something that's a low cost or low impact, just again, because we'll probably have some very like just starting people, and I fall into that because again, most of the time I'm sitting behind a desk, I'm working on a computer, I'm talking with people, and I'm not as active as per se, the baker or the chef that's running back and forth. So this is important for me to just kind of like get into it, and I'm taking this week because the program itself actually for other people will start on the 15th, but for me, I've dedicated this whole week to getting to know my service providers, getting to know the program itself from the inside out, so that when we actually go live with it, everybody kind of has somebody to
go to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're shopping. You're doing the shopping.
I definitely am, and I'm really excited about the service providers that I put together. Like I said, the connection that you and I have is magical. Like we've connected. And I just feel so at home, at ease with you. And then, bringing in Luciana to help with the skincare part of it, because she's like, you're not drinking enough water. It shows in your face when she's doing makeup for me, it shows. And so that's important as well. And we talked about that. And then she was like, you're not hydrating enough. You're not doing this. And so all of this is leading together because I'm not eating well either.
I just wanted to make sure I took care of you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Chris.
And so all of these things that we've been working on, and then with Mueve Flex, because I told him, you know what, I'm still getting these headaches, and my back is still hurting. Can you help me out? And then he was like, yeah, but you're not moving. You're not. So, I mean, all of these things play a part. And then, I leave the house and I haven't eaten. So again, we're just going to start getting into a healthy routine, making sure that if there's something we need to tweak before it actually goes live, then we'll do that. But I'm super excited about it. I feel like it's something that my mom can do. and my tia can do.
Anyone can do. Yes.
Yeah. And I know people were like 45 minutes of activity, but if you break it out into like 15 minutes here and there, it's not that intimidating. It's not that scary.
So are you allowing to be breaking out 15 minutes, or does it have, because I think, me personally, I think a full 45 minutes is where it's at.
For me myself, yes, I'm gonna do the 45 minutes. But if there's other people that feel like my tia, she was like, I want to do it, but there's no way I'm gonna be able to do that. And I go, I just want you to start.
Yeah, and walking again.
Yeah.
Walking is probably one of the best things that you can do for your body. If not one of the best things, probably the best thing you can do for your body.
Well, and it's free.
And it's free. Walking outside, I mean, you get vitamin D, and you learn how to not learn how to breathe, but you breathe, and getting all that good oxygen. And I mean, it's a great activity that anyone can do.
And then, and I'll throw in a shout out to like Mi Reina Mobile Boutique. So, Baraja, she does mini, like on the 7th, she's doing Reinas Who Hike segment. So she does these hikes, and then I think they're doing the Sentinel Peak, I think is what they're doing, and they get a bunch of women together and they go on this hike, and she goes all over the city, and they do these hikes. It's not every, like, I think it's quarterly, or she as often as she can. But I mean, again, there's ways to get out there. There's another group that walk the park, and then again, we're gonna try and get together during the week at St. John's Church. There's a track behind there, and so in the evening we're gonna try and do a 45-minute walk.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Just to continue getting out there, getting mobile, and then it's close to work, so then there's no excuse for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope to see you at one of my classes.
We do have a schedule set for that as well. I will be at the class. And again, it's just to feed my body, feed my mind, feed my soul, kind of get some of the stresses out of everyday life.
Yeah, so I offer a 1-hour functional fitness class. It's a group class. It's at Performance Lab as well, 330 South Toole. And it's from 6:30 to 7:30. It's a small group of people that just love to move.
You said 6:30, like 6:30 in the morning?
a.m.
That's great. And then what is the cost of something like that?
So we do have a drop-in fee of $15.
Okay.
And we do also have monthly memberships that we can talk about.
And then we're actually going to offer something like this through the program as well.
Yes, we are.
And so for others that are interested in becoming a part of the program, how do they go about doing that?
They can contact me personally at Move to Evolve. That's Move and then the number 2 Evolve. I'm on Instagram. I did just get a new phone number for Tucson, so let me get that really quick.
Sure.
I don't have it memorized.
And so again, we're going to be taking people in that would love to be a part of this healthy, what is it called? What is our program called?
Healthy 75.
Healthy 75. It's my own program and I don't know it. But Healthy 75, and it's 75 days of, just healthy habits, healthy movement, healthy nourishing. And again, we want to invite everyone that wants to be a part of something like this organization or this group of women, are really here to empower, to embrace, to get everyone
to reset.
Just feeling better. Yeah, reset. Reset is important. I think I like that. I think that's the basis of what we're doing is resetting our mind, our body, our soul, all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, I think with how busy life is and how busy everything is, nobody knows what their baseline is. Nobody knows what it's supposed to feel like to have a gallon of water, to be hydrated. Like nobody knows what that feels like. Me, I don't know what it feels like to not have sugar every day. So that's going to be
that's going to be a big challenge. Is those first 2 weeks of like limiting your sugar intake, because I don't think that we really recognize how much sugar we intake
and how much it affects our hormones, how much it affects our body, the inflammation it causes. We don't know, and so we don't really know what it feels like to be at baseline without it. So yeah, I do want to mention what I will be offering is accountability, monthly weigh-ins and measurements, just like we did today. A little nutrition coaching. So we will be doing food journals and reviewing the food journals. I'll help you find out what your macros are and what you should be eating and how you should be eating, maybe making little adjustments. Of course, we mentioned the movement. So I am a functional fitness coach, movement coach, and a yoga instructor. I'm also a massage student, so I'm learning massage therapy.
Wow.
I think also something that is really important that a lot of people don't realize is experiencing themselves without any substances, so alcohol or anything like that. So if you would like to experience that for yourself, I can definitely help you out with that.
Well, I'm really excited to get started on this program with you. I feel like it's something that is needed for myself, especially because again, I have goals and I want to get healthy and I want to be here for a long time. And I've noticed that, I haven't been my best self lately.
Yeah.
So I need to get back to that. I need to be much more conscientious of the things that my body needs.
I love that. And I'm super excited to get on this journey with you.
And so a little bit about the program. It's $1 a day. It's $1 a day. And basically what you're getting with this $1 a day is the accountability. You're getting some skincare samples. You're going to get the accountability class that we talked about. And again, the support system, a water bottle, like to help track your water, the actual program itself in PDF form.
A lot of support, tons of support.
Yes, and then like the one-on-one group like chat so that you are all together, focusing on the most important things, which is your health, which is, again, some support to make those really hard days not so rigid. Because I think part of it as we start getting, start into it is it's going to be hard because you have cravings and you have things that you're like, I'm not looking forward to like the headaches and things like that come along with taking that sugar out of your body.
Yeah, that's really important. You asked me how to contact me. My phone number is 520-222-6710, and I do have an email address. It's move and 2 eyes for 2 evolve@gmail.com.
Great. And then our location for yoga.
That's at Mueveflex.
3215 South 12th Avenue, or is it 3255? I don't know. It's 32. Good grief.
3225, I think.
Yeah. So 3225 South 12th Avenue. And that's the Mueveflex building. That also houses Luxania. And so it's becoming a great little hub of, self-care too. So you can get your eyelashes done and then you can go next door to Liz and get your hair done. And so, there's all kinds of great things happening over there at Mueveflex.
I was going to mention all the taco shops down the road, but we're not doing that, right?
We're not doing tacos. So I won't be able to see Ruben anytime soon over at Batch unless he's going to X out all the carbs.
Yeah, maybe he can do a lettuce wrap for us.
Yeah, I don't know. He was messaging me this morning. Hey, did you guys do, if you'll do, what did he say? If you do yoga with me? And I'm like, okay. Yeah. No yoga today. Sorry, but I'm excited. I think this is a really good start. And it's May. So, I have a couple months to get on this program and to get healthy. And then hopefully when I come back from Minnesota, I'm ready to continue my health journey.
Yeah, let's do that.
Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you. We're kind of wrapping it up at the last part of our segment, but is there anything that you want to add or anything that you feel like I need to know?
The best advice I can give to anyone that's looking to change their lifestyle is to trust the process. Just trust that if you stay consistent, and mentioning a promise to yourself, I know that sounds like really big and deep, but when you break a promise to someone, I mean, that it stings, right? It hurts the other person. So when you break a promise to yourself, I mean, that really hurts. So trying to make those promises to yourself and keep them, and know that if you stay consistent and you trust the process, you will see results.
Mm-hmm.
In my own journey, I didn't start working out until I was 35. I didn't start moving my body. I was totally disconnected from my body until I was 35. I joined a CrossFit gym and I learned functional fitness. And from there, I was off. I was off to the races. And I fell in love with moving my body. But the one thing that really, really stuck out to me when people asked me, well, how much weight have you lost? Because people were always interested in how much weight I was losing. And the real answer that I gave people was like, it doesn't really matter what I see on the scale because the weight that I'm losing isn't here.
And that's the number one thing about this. I'm not doing it to lose weight. I'm doing it to feel better.
To feel better. And losing the weight up here is what does that.
Definitely want to make better choices because I'm learning to accept myself for who I am and what I look like and where I am. But at the end of the day, I'm not happy. And I'm not happy because of some of the mental things that I've got going on in my head. It really doesn't have anything to do with my body. But I do know that it's taken me a lot longer to recoup, to keep moving. Like if I work all night and I can't just get up and go like I used to. And so that's part of the aging process, I know. But I'm 47. I shouldn't feel the way that I do. There's a lot of things that I know that I've created, and I want to be around for a long time because I have a lot of things to do.
I'm super excited for you.
I'm super excited too, and I know that we talked about a big goal, and we'll see if that actually comes true because you know that I told you I don't really love to run, but that's something that I want to start working towards.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
And so
I can see it already.
I may be eating my words, but we will definitely get this. I'm excited to start. Now, I can't guarantee that I'm not going to puke and I'm not going to feel yucky and I'm not going to feel all of those things. But if I know it going into it and I'm still willing to work, I need to work as hard for myself as I do for everybody else. And that's where we're at. I'm tired of feeling tired.
Oh, I love that. Yes. We're going to get you woken up.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time today. We will see everyone soon. If you would like more information, please feel free to reach out via Messenger. The actual program will be we'll start promoting a little bit more as we get closer to. But everyone is welcome. At the end of the day, everyone is welcome. And if it's a monetary thing, I'm sure that we can work some kind of arrangement out. But I really want to make women feel secure and able to be a part of this, whether, it's just the online support or you want to do the whole program with us. I definitely recommend reaching out, talking to myself or to Priscilla or one of the Simply Hermosa coordinators that we have on staff, which is Luciana, which is Rachel Day, which is Malia. She's another one of our providers. Reaching out and then just kind of saying, hey, I want to know more about Healthy 75.
Yeah, reach out.
All right. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all soon.